Yes, good afternoon once again, and Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for keeping it UBC TV, making us part of your Christmas mood, your Christmas season, and whichever way you're going to celebrate, please keep it with us. Now, we want to get to understand this day. Every year we get to celebrate it, but what exactly is Christmas about? And how do we get to understand it as the people of today? Christmas involves parenthood, the family in general, how children relate with their parents, and how children can be of use to the communities and the world in general. Jesus Christ was someone's child, a child of a husband and a wife, that is Mary and Joseph. But he ended up very important to the whole world. Over 2,000 years, we still celebrate one man. Why? How can parents of today groom children like that? And what do they have to do to have children as important as so? We're going to look at Christmas in that perspective. And my guest for this brief discussion is Pastor Washington-Ssebina Kaggwa. He's from Nkokonjeru Church Fellowship. A very good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Now, let me start with you yourself. How do you look at Christmas? What kind of day is it in your mind, in your view?
It's a special day because on it I remember the birth of Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. And to me, it's more than a day. It's about the event, what we are supposed to celebrate, what God was demonstrating in sending his Son, Jesus Christ, in a form of a human being.
Okay.
He was Christ, equal with God, just God, and he became man. Now, Christmas to me is that highlight, God becoming man for a specific purpose of saving man's soul from destruction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful view there that you have about the day.
Yeah.
You are a pastor. For how long have you been preaching?
About 36 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is older than I am, actually.
I can see, I can tell.
Okay. Now, those are 35 Christmas days that you have preached, actually.
Yes.
Thank you. How do you see people looking at this day?
I see them entirely losing the focus from the religious community to the people who are supposed to follow us as church leaders. We have derailed. We celebrate the day instead of the I wouldn't call it the event, but the stage God was celebrating. You know, we talk about the incarnation. Man cannot become an angel, and an angel cannot become man. And God became man. Now that was something unique. It has never been done before. It will never happen again. For God to leave his status as God to put on flesh like man. God was trying to highlight the importance of mankind to him. You know, if you are king and you go and marry from a village, a very remote village from a very poor family, you are giving them prestige. The signal is that you are too important. I can come to your level. So God came to show us mankind, that mankind is a stage, is a status, is a position, is a creation, how can I call it? It's a level which we should celebrate, because God himself could condescend down to come and become like us, to deal with us. We are not unimportant, we are very important. Okay. So to me, Christmas should be conveying that message that we are important.
How do we derail or stray from what you say?
When we celebrate the day instead of what was happening.
Okay.
Now,
so how do we celebrate the day? Tell us that we do, which reflects celebration of the day and not what you say.
Repeat that.
You say we celebrate the day more than actually the sense
of Christmas,
of God coming down to us, mankind.
Now,
what exactly do we do that we should probably avoid in order to take the content of the day?
We should think about the event throughout the year, not highlight a single day whereby we say this is the day he was born. God was clever. You know, he never makes mistakes. We don't know the actual day of Christ's birth. We don't know. No one knows whether it was December 21st, whether it's January 14th like the Orthodox, but the fact is that he was born.
Yes.
And God was intent on hiding that day, that we don't celebrate the day, but celebrate the sense.
His birth.
His birth, because that marked a stage in the incarnation process. It was possible for Mary to abort, to have an abortion. It was
experience
possible. A miscarriage.
Okay.
Yeah. But she took it on. And God trusted the human institution that they can handle his child. You know, that's how God sees
all
us.
that I understand.
Yes.
Where I don't get to understand you very well is where we drop the sense of the day and carry the day instead.
Yes.
What are those things that we do?
When we highlight the day.
Yes. How do we do that?
Like we say now, there is a fracas. Everyone is going shopping. It's like 21st December is going to look green. It's going to be like any other normal days.
Why do you think that is? We shop because of the day and not the event? Because we want the Son of God to find us beautiful, to find us clean, to find us happy, because he is happiness himself. That's why somebody would go to shop for a better shoe,
yes,
have a good meal. The Son of God is born.
And that's where
why do you think in doing so we are not celebrating the event?
That's where we miss it, because we focus on ourselves, on what we put on to appear good to him. He came to us when we were just like we are. He doesn't need us to put on a show for him. So be yourself.
How?
Now, like I said, strike the event from the 25th of December and run it in your mind throughout the year that Christ was born for a purpose, to come for you. Now, that's the day he was born. We don't know the day, the actual date, but the event took place for the purpose of redeeming you. So attach yourself to the event, not the day.
Beautiful. Can you break that down for us?
Yes.
What are those things we have to do to stretch the event from 1st January to 31st December? Yes.
Think about your state as a human being. You are created in the image of God. And your parents, Adam and Eve, sinned. So you are deprived. You can't live the fulfilling life like God intended for you to do. Now, whenever you find things are not working right for you, that's the time to remember that Jesus was born to come and redeem you from that state where you are. So you involve him in your daily life. He came to help you, not to entertain you on Christmas Day. He came to help you throughout life. So he should be your partner in life, your consultant in life. That is celebrating his birth beyond the day.
Okay.
And that's what many people don't do. When we are in trouble, we go somewhere else. When we feel we are rejected, we go somewhere else. We go to other people, we go to other centers, we go to entertainment. We should be going to him because he came to show us that he is so concerned with us. He cares for us so much so that he could come. He could change his status from God to become man like us and level with us. You can dine with him. You can converse with him anywhere, at any time. That
not
was
25th
not
December.
25th December. That's fixing on the day. And you miss out the one who came. He moved on from the
Okay, now back to the reality.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes.
Do we only go to church 25th December?
No, that's not what I said.
Do we only remember God 25th December?
The percentage of Christians, the higher percentage of Christians, that's when they remember Jesus. Apart from that, they do it on Easter, Good Friday and Easter, all throughout the week, the Passion, the month of Lent, and then
the Holy Week.
The Holy Week, and then Easter, and then that's all. They go back to their routine.
Really?
God is...
I'll not say no because I don't know where you get your statistics.
I'm a pastor, and I've told you I've been a pastor for the last more than 36 years. So I know people's experience. And before I got converted and born again, I know how I lived. I grew up from an Anglican setting. I knew my life, my pattern of life, from morning to morning, until when I was 23. I made up my decision when I was 23.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Jesus
I know
comes
the
from a family, and he makes the world happy.
Yes.
He changes the world entirely.
Yeah.
Up to now, over 2,000 years, we still celebrate him. And his birth is shaking the world as we speak here. what's so special about this family that we can also like adopt, those of us in families, those of us that are managing families? What do you think we can copy from this family? What is that special thing we can draw from that family, blend it with the way we run our families, have Jesus born in our families?
Okay. Now let us look at the same angle like I came. God celebrated man, and he wants man to see himself as somebody starts to be celebrated. So he trusts in the structures he had put in place for man to flourish. The first structure was family. Adam had a wife, and they produced.
Yes.
Now God was so trusting the structures. There are some banks you cannot commit your money to. There are some people you cannot trust with your, substance.
Valuables.
God trusted the human family structure with his only begotten son. So it's a message that we should learn to trust our own families. We should also receive the gravity of raising somebody. If God could trust us with his son, that family, Joseph and Mary, they were just human beings like us, with weaknesses as we are, but they received the assignment to raise that child with gravity. But for us, I don't know whether you're married or not, whether you have children or not, but I've seen parents, when they receive such gifts of a baby, the men actually don't even care. They are not around when the baby is peeping. They are not around when the baby is sick. They are never there in the hospital. They are never outside when the woman is in labor. The husbands are absent, but Joseph was there. He looked for a place for Mary's delivery. He put some effort.
Late in the night.
Late in the night. And he was there when Herod was not threatening to kill the child. And he took, remember, he was not his own son. But because he had a structure of family, God would entrust him with his son.
The responsibility.
So God commits children to us. In the same way we should treat them. Like Mary and Joseph took Jesus to be special. We should take our own children as special, because that was what God was portraying to us, that you guys, I gave these structures. If you keep your structures well, you can raise the most precious person to benefit the world. And that's what happened.
I think I'm agreeing with you 100%.
Okay.
On this one.
At least from that one.
Now on this one.
Yes.
The two, Mary and Joseph. Taking on responsibility given to them by God. They raise a child who turns out to hold the world in his one arm, or in his two arms. One man.
Yes.
How do we hold our children to become important people, to become serious people?
Yes.
Now, in the real reflection of whom Jesus became, with the responsibility of his two parents. As parents, what do we have to do to groom useful, important children of substance?
Yeah. First, I'll start from where I don't expect. First, remember the structure of marriage. Uphold the structures of marriage. Man must marry just one wife. Not two, but one. The reason he said, I gave Adam just one woman, because he wanted him to raise a godly offspring. Children growing from polygamous families are erratic.
Is that absolute?
Yes, many times. They lack the commitment, the father's affection, because now, if he shows favor this one,
we had agreed.
Now we are going to disagree. I believe that's
we're now parting ways.
That's the way.
Now come back to the realistic world where we are living today. We have gone to school with people from polygamous families who are very bright in class, perform very well, achieve everything. They're good leaders. They're everything. And on the other hand, you find somebody from a family where there are only three with their mother and father, and each one of them is on their own way.
I was just beginning. First, the marriage structure. So, honor that one. Husband, love your wife. Wife, submit to your husband. Now, raise your children.
Actually, many children are successful and important to this world, even when their mother is a different direction, very adjacent from where the father is actually.
I'm 60 and I know the experience. I can pull out stories and I tell you what you see sometimes on the surface. There's cry, there's pain underneath when these structures are maimed. If the husband does not love his wife before his children, the children are going to grow with a different inclination. They will never respect the institution of marriage, and they will never behave. If the husband is not there for his, the father is not there for his children,
they will also be successful,
but
it will taint
their behavior,
their look at marriage and family. Okay.
And the trust. A lot of girls don't trust men. You know why? They didn't trust their fathers. When they needed their fathers most, they were not there. You observe when children are growing, a male tends to incline so much towards the mother, and the girl inclines so much towards the father, because they need to be there for that.
This was so interesting. We shall get some more time. According to what I see, they're telling me that we don't have any second.
Yeah.
I'll just give you an opportunity to send some Christmas greetings to the people watching you, even your family.
Yeah, I want to send my Christmas message to my family. First of all, I love you and I cherish you. You know that much. Really? And I wish that you grow up to become better citizens, to express what I've actually demonstrated today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're
His
welcome.
name is Pastor Washington-Ssebina Kaggwa. He comes from Kokonjeru. Yes, today we are doing away with all the pastors in town. Let us look out, because even God, who went to the villages and found Joseph and Mary, and they ended up giving us the son who has made the world happy for all these years. My name is Michael Jordan Lukoma. I'll get back to you in the evening. Newsroom is at work. We have to give you news. We don't close, be it Christmas or when. Let me give you a chance to watch the score. Ruben and the team are already set. For now, enjoy the afternoon. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Pastor.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah.